Hello and welcome back. Moving on with step 3, in which we are continuing to configure instance details. We're moving out of our IP addressing section, and now we're going to move into bootstrapping and user data. So let's go over here to the Orion papers and click on bootstrapping and user data and understand what is going on here. So bootstrapping refers to a self-starting process or a set of commands without external input. So what does this mean with EC2? Well, with EC2, we can bootstrap the instance during the creation process with custom commands, such as installing software packages, running updates, and configuring other various settings. So to do that, what we need to do is use the user data section here in step 3. And to access that, we need to click on advanced details and it opens up the user data section. Now, as it says here, user data is a step or section during the EC2 instance creation process where you can include your own custom commands via a script, i.e. a bash script. Now, if you're unfamiliar with bash scripts, first off, this is what they look like, and they always start with the pound sign, otherwise known as the hashtag, exclamation point, /bin/bash. Then after that, we can run a set of commands. So these are a set of Linux commands which are going to update the yum package installer, install the Apache web server, and then also start the Apache web server service. So what we can do is we can bootstrap this EC2 instance so that during the initialization process, when AWS is actually creating this instance for us, it will run these sets of commands and it will run the update, it'll install the software. So then when it's done initializing and we can use the EC2 instance, the software will already be installed for us. Now, if you don't already know or unfamiliar with what the Apache web server is, it is a piece of software that allows a server like an EC2 instance to host web pages. So we can actually serve HTTP content over the internet using our instance's public IP address. Installing the Apache web server is also a great way to test to make sure all of our VPC and routing settings are correct so that we can access our EC2 instance from a system outside of the VPC. So what we need to do is type this bash script right into our user data section here. So let me type that in. And we'll just double check here to make sure that this is all correct. Oh, I think I'm missing the exclamation point here. Okay, everything looks good. So now let's talk about viewing user data and instance metadata. And this will be after the fact, meaning after we have created and launched our EC2 instance. How do we now view this information once we are logged in and sitting at the command prompt of our EC2 instance? Well, when logged into an EC2 instance, you can view the instance user data used during creation, meaning this information right here, or metadata by executing one of the following commands. So by using the curl command at the command prompt when we are logged into our EC2 instance, we can view the user data, meaning that it will list what the bash script was or whatever type of script you bootstrapped the instance with. Or you can also view the metadata, which means that it will display the AMI, the instance type, and any other settings that we may have configured during the creation process of the EC2 instance. And we will have a lab later on in the section where we're going to log into our EC2 instance, run these commands, and view that information. However, it is very important that you memorize these two commands. So memorize curl http ://169.254.169.254/latest/user data, and know that that is going to display the user data or the bootstrapping commands, and that /metadata is going to display things like the AMI or the instance type. This is very important. Memorize these two commands. I'm going to repeat that. Memorize these two commands. Okay, so now that we have a better understanding of bootstrapping, user data, and metadata, we can go ahead and move on to the next section in which we are going to add storage. So with that, we will conclude this lesson. Thank you for watching. You may now move on.